Alrighty. Oh, you got nice things to say here. Riley wants you all to hear her purr. Oh, you got face rubs for the mic. Why do you guys gotta be this cute when, like, I'm trying to do stuff? I was laying on the couch for like an hour earlier. Prime cuddle time. And you wanted nothing to do with me. And now I am I'm sitting here trying to do work. Won't leave me alone. All up in my business. Trying to steal my french fries. You're lucky you're cute. I see one lone Janet just hanging out. Hello, Tay. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, you're a good girl. You're a pain in the butt, but you're a good girl. Shading. Oh. Multiply. My baby. You're so cute. Yeah, you're so cute. You're not gonna let me get any work done. Although I really don't mind you laying on my lap because it is cold AF in here. Yeah, it's cold. I'm all bundled up and I'm still cold. Is that right, Mama? Am I a good girl? Yeah, I'm a good girl. I might actually have to switch to a cat cam if you're gonna keep sitting here being adorable. And there she goes. Are you a silly girl? Refusing to answer, I see. Yeah. Cute cat sitting on my lap. You know, cute. What about that? Yeah. Hey, Mama. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. Oh, look at that sweet face. Look at that sweet face. Oh, you got more things to say. No, don't eat the microphone. I only have so many of those left that actually work. I got your fuzzy butt. Oh. is that? Oh, okay. Erase. Are you comfy, Mama? You're a sweet girl, yes you are. He looks so washed out. Oh, that's why I didn't do his... I did his base color, I didn't do his additional color. There we go. Let's fix that. Nope. Nope. No glow. Normal. Yeah, it doesn't look nearly as bad now. It's one section at a time. Like a girl. I know, my phone's buzzing. People keep sending me emails. I love it. It's so cold out right now, and I know it's just gonna get colder. Okay, let's go ahead and add some more. Definition to the neck. Yeah, commit to the bit now. Let's do a circle. Yeah, good enough. Nice girl. Okay, I did do the shade on that, so time for the her. Hello.
Hello.
I have a cat on my lap.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thanks. It's quite the achievement.
Huh?
I said it's quite the achievement. Yay. What?
Hmm?
I said what?
Oh, I went to print a fresh copy of this zine, and I realized I forgot to sign it.
Whoops.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot, actually.
Hey, Troz! I know, right? Like, I just can't have a week of, like, boring. And luckily, the replacement for the blowout wasn't, like, it didn't cost, like, it was still a lot of money, but it was still, like, not that bad. It could have been worse. But apparently when because I just got the tires, I just got all 4 of them replaced because I figured, well, if one goes down, and I got them all replaced at the same time when I moved to Massachusetts, they're probably just due to just get completely replaced. So, I had a spare tire on the on my car because I have like a spot for 2 spare tires, and so the one spot that a spare would be kept, I was like, no, I don't have a spare tire, completely forgetting about the one on the back of my car because we mostly used it as a rest. Anyways, though, so got the spare on the on my car, and then I drove to the tire place, and the technician, when he was going over everything with me at the end, he was like, yeah, that spare was dangerously close to being a blowout like the other tire, so that was scary. Especially since when I was going to drop my car off, I was starting to feel like kind of that weird shaky feeling that I felt before I realized like I probably have a flat tire. And yeah, so that's all taken care of. And let's see. Yeah, I'm real glad that they caught that. I'm real glad I like didn't do any additional driving besides just getting my car to the tire place. Because originally I thought that I was going to have to call like a tow truck to give me a ride to the tire place with my car, and luckily didn't have to do that. I had a moment of like just feeling absolutely useless because I was trying to change this the busted tire with the spare, and I could not get the tire off of my car. Like, I used every ounce of strength. I actually tweaked my wrist trying to... Oh, I'm sorry, Riley. Have you heard this story before? Do you not want to stick around? Oh, I can't be mad at you. You're so cute. She left my lap to go to her little cat bed on the ground. And she's making herself comfy. She doesn't sit in it like a normal cat. So anyways, I could not get this tire removed. I even, like, tweaked my wrist. I even tried standing on the jack. Like, let's do some fun Meldra stuff. Oh, wait, no, I didn't want to do that. It's like, you want a zine? No, I don't want a zine. I don't want a zine. Or wait, I think I have a doodle board. And... Do I have a doodle board? I thought I did. So I'll just go with this. Because legit, this was... I almost just drew a regular tire, but no, I can't draw a regular tire. This thing was a busted tire. A breaker bar? What's a breaker bar? Move this down a little bit. Yeah, whoever, like, the last time I got my tire changed, the guy put it on, like, really, really tight, which I... I was talking to the tow truck driver that I called to come on, help change the spare, because thank you, AAA. Because I was like, I cannot get this. Let's do better foot instead. I cannot draw today. Okay, McConnell, why don't you start with a sketch first? Yeah, I didn't have a breaker bar or whatever that was, but I had scrawny, like, 130-pound me trying to get this bar to, like, turn. And I just could not eat, like, I even stood on top of the, God, what is that thing called? It's the, I forget what it's called. The cross wrench thing. There we go. Tire iron, that's what it's called. Thank you, Draws. Never had to use it before. This was the first time I've ever dealt with a tire blowout. Why are you like this?
Because you like it.
Shut up. I don't like that face. More levers, less pain. Got it. Hello, hello. I'm taking a quick break from coloring to draw out me trying to change the tire and failing miserably. And because of the current weather, my hair is way frizzier than it tends to be in the summer, so I look like a ragamuffin. I don't know what a ragamuffin is, but I know I've been called one for many, many, many years. And it sounds like Tim's cooking experiment is coming out okay. I told you how to do it, you ragamuffin. Oh, apparently Dad's in the chat. Hi, Dad! Yeah, I know how to change the, I know how to change the tire. I couldn't get the, I couldn't get the tire iron to move. Like, I stood on it, and I jumped on it. Tim came out and tried to help me. He couldn't get it to turn or anything, so I sucked it up and I called AAA to get the spare fixed so that I could go get my tires replaced. And then the guy, shout out to Charles, who assisted me in getting this changed so that I could be on my merry way. And, yes, I am a ragamuffin. But yeah, like, I know how to change a tire, I just couldn't get the damn thing to budge.
There's rice and pork belly.
Rice and pork belly. I will eat some of that at break time. I have no idea what pork belly tastes like, but hope it tastes good. So yeah, like no amount of jumping or anything was getting this to move. So yeah, like I struggled with this, but then here comes Charles, the tow truck driver, and he manages to like turn the thing no problem. And he didn't even use like, I thought he would come out with like heavier duty stuff than what I was using, but nope, he just had a tire iron, twisted and got all the things off, and I just I had the prime opportunity to tell him, like, I loosened it for you. Which I wonder how many times he's heard that one. But anyways, yeah. Tiny me could not get the tire iron to move down. And me and Tim were immediately just shamed by our weakness. Because he tried too. And he even, like, steadied the tire iron so that I could get a better, like, vantage on it. And nope. Nothing worked. So the sketch is getting a little bit out of hand, and I don't really care because it looks good. And what else happened? Oh, right. So there's people here now, so I can talk about the creepy clowns that came out of the fog. So I was working a couple days ago, and unfortunately we were short-staffed, so I ended up working this shift alone. And so it's at like the community pool, but it's bigger than just a community pool. It's like a community water park. So at these or what was it? At this place, there's this entire water complex, and I am responsible for one tiny community room. And so I'm gonna give you guys a quick layout as I explain how this like came to be. So I gotta start all the way over here because I know this is gonna get bigger than I need it to be. So yeah, here is the community room. This is the room that I am responsible for. So the community room also includes this, here, it's connected to this hallway, and then there's bathrooms, comm rooms, bathrooms, and then there is this, so you take this hallway down, and this leads to the lobby. So here's the lobby for the complex, and nice more like a round table. So this is like the big community, like this is the service desk where all the people work, and this is where I hang out so that these guys can get a hold of me during their event if they need me. They have doors here, they have doors here. Okay, so typically with rentals, I've mentioned this before, where it's the renters are supposed to be responsible for their garbage. And so with every other rental, the garbage dumpsters are in a relatively like easy to get to place, but not here. So to get to the garbage, these people gotta walk like down a long hallway to the back area here. So this is where like the indoor pool is. And this goes like all the way out here. And then out here is like the outdoor water park. And then this is like, these are like, there's another hallway here. These are like these are the offices for indoor stuff. And then there's some bathrooms. And then there's another hallway here that, these are all like lockers and stuff. And so to get to the dumpsters, let me finish drawing my map. Oh, and then there's like this big building here. Okay, I think it's not a to scale map. So I gotta go here, here, and then there's this area, and then actually I gotta shrink this down a little bit because there's another part that I have to illustrate. So, like I mentioned before, the dumpsters for people is usually a lot easier to get to than this, but for this location, they have to go through like a series of doors that require like passcodes and keys and stuff, so it ends up being easier to just handle it ourselves. So, here we go, and then there's a slope here. A downward slope. Okay, so I can't, like, when telling people, like, yeah, you're responsible for your garbage, but giving them instructions, be like, yeah, so you gotta walk this way down here, and then you gotta turn right to this one place, and then you gotta go through a set of doors which will lock on you. So you have to either prop that open or have a set of keys, because my key code thing doesn't work. So had to go through this door, and then have to go through this fence that is an alarm, and if you don't disarm the alarm, it blares, and it is the most unpleasant thing ever. So you have to go through this fence, set of doors, and then you gotta go down this slope, because this is like a delivery area, to go to this little access door, which leads you to the garbage room, which is just a giant room that is filled with like 6 to 8 dumpsters. So it's such a pain in the butt that I just tell people, like, just please clean up your trash and I'll take it out later. So so at the end of the night, rental leaves and everything, and like, my god, like, these people were nice, but they left their kids unsupervised in the hallway, like this hallway right here, and they they were loud and rambunctious, and I had to keep telling them, like, hey, please use walking feet. Please do not jump on the furniture. So anyways, they left like 8 garbage bags just sitting outside here when they left. So after I cleaned up this room, I went outside to start bringing the bags in here into the lobby. And then I went to get a cart so that I could take these and do them in like 2 trips instead of like 4 trips. So I am, I just finished bringing in these bags, and I would also like to add, it is 12:30 at night. I am by myself, and I never worked this facility before by myself. And, oh, what was the other thing that happened? And it is foggy outside. Like, I could not see, like, 30 feet ahead of me, foggy. And so I brought in the bags and closed the door, and I start walking away to get a cart. And I make it like halfway down that first hallway, and I hear knocking on the door that I had just closed. And so I kind of turn and, like, Lee's seen this face before, where, I just turned and I wasn't scared, but I was definitely concerned. And Lee's like, oh no, somebody's gonna get stabbed. So whoever was on the other side of the door, definitely, saw, like, this face turning around like, whomst the fuck? And so, so I turn around and I cautiously go towards the door, and usually I have, like, a knife or something on me, because with this job, there's a lot of times where, like, I need to open packages or, like, help pop balloons or something. So I'm standing here looking towards the door, and the first thing that I think is like, well, shit, my knife's over at the desk. So, I walk towards the door, and, so when I get to the door, I see, like, this, I see these 2 girls, like, standing there with scary clown makeup on. Like, I'm not even gonna try to draw that, because I'll be here all day. Scary lady clown makeup, because it was makeup. Yeah, you kind of... It was kind of like this, but smudged. Okay, so think like this. So think like this, but scared. But oh god, shiver, because my hair's always in a bun and I'm eternally youthful. So yeah, picture this, but like this makeup was like way more smudged and like looks like it'd been like she'd been sweating something fierce wearing this. So like I don't know what party these chicks came from, but they come to the door and I just open the door and I'm looking at them like, can I help you? And they're like, the first girl is like, okay, I know we look like really, really scary right now, and I'm so sorry to bother you. Could we please use your bathroom? And they were super polite. It kind of caught me off guard. I was like, yeah, the bathroom was right there. So I was, yeah, you can use the bathroom. Just, you know, make it quick. And, both girls were like, oh my god, thank you so much. And so they go into the bathroom, and I'm just kind of like meandering out in the hallway, just waiting for them to be done so I can go get this cart, but I don't want to go, I don't want to go to a different part of the facility and, like, leave them there, because what do I know? Maybe they are scary, psychotic clowns, and I go continue doing my job, and then I come back, and then they let in a whole army of, like, psychotic clowns. But, like, it was really funny, just, like, I'm fixing, chairs and stuff in the hallway while I'm just waiting for them, and they're, like, talking in the bathroom while they're using the facilities, and, they're just like, hey, what? I love you. I love you more. I'm like, I can't even be mad. That's the kind of, like, funny, wholesome friendship thing that, like, me and my friends would do, being like, oh, we're hanging out, like, super late at night, looking like scary clown monsters, and just being real bros with each other. And so they finish up, then they thank me, like, again, like, thank you so much. Like, the outside bathrooms were all locked, and we were getting really, really concerned. And they see the pile of garbage bags that I have, and they're like, do you need any help? Do you want us to, like, do you want us to help you, like, close up or anything? And I was like, no, I've got it. Thank you for the offer, though. And so they left. They thanked me a bunch more and headed out, and I just told them, like, yeah, be safe. And then they disappeared into the fog. And it was just one of those things where it's like, this is gonna be fun to just tell people about, like, yeah, so I may have met Stephen King's inspiration. And they were very nice. So I didn't have to fight anybody off, and I didn't have to stab anybody, so it was a good night. And then I started heading home, and my tires exploded. Well, my tire exploded. So that was... I think that was scarier than the clowns. But luckily, my tires... my tire blew out, like, right down the street from the house. So I was able to make it home, because it was, like, 1:30 in the morning by this point, and I was just too tired. It's like, I'm gonna deal with this later. So, me and Tim jacked my car up so that it wouldn't damage the wheel. And then I went to bed, and I dealt with it a day later, because I had work and other stuff to do the next day, but... Well, thanks. Yeah, Draws brings up a good point. That's, you don't suppose they were Fae, do you? That's some Fae mischief. It's like, the clowns?
No, just the tire. The explosion.
Yeah, and hilariously, one of the first things that pops in my mind was like, did the clowns do this? No, just old-ass tires.
That were in surprisingly good condition. I mean, those treads were... My dad was commenting on the treads and saying, those are good treads. What happened to this tire?
I have no clue. All I know is I'm glad that I made it home. Man, pork belly is weird. Well, you know what? I hope if it was some Fey mischief, as far as, like, the clowns are concerned, I hope I passed their test by allowing them to use the facilities. Like, if I just ignored them and said no, suddenly, like, cursed or something. This is so much harder to eat. I thought it was just going to be, like, a quick little snacky. There was a cat here. No, I didn't want that button. Let's see, what other crazy nonsense happened? I finished the Janet's new enclosure. So my teeny tiny little lizards are gonna move into their new enclosure next week. I shared a video of the finished enclosure on my Discord, which if you're not a part of the Discord, then you're missing out on a lot, because I post there way more frequently than I do, like, on Blue Sky. Plus 2 to maintenance, but cursed with the trauma that is experienced. Trying to adjust my seating position. There we go. So yeah, I'm really happy how the Janet enclosure came out, and now I just gotta heat up the workshop so that I can get Precious's enclosure done. Because I feel bad that she's been in this 55-gallon for the last couple of months. And then I haven't been able to bring her out as much because she's mostly nocturnal, so she only ever wants to come out when I'm going to bed. I'm like, I'm sorry, sweetheart. I would love to take you out and hold you, but it is 1 in the morning, and I gotta be up for work in a couple hours. So hopefully since I have gained so much more knowledge in my enclosure building adventures, once I get the heat up a bit in the workshop, I should, theoretically, be able to finish another enclosure much quicker. And this one will be on wheels, which will be so much easier to deal with. Oh, hi, Mama! You gonna come back? Good girl. Hi, sweetheart. You wanna say hi to people? And those were purrs from Riley. Hi, baby girl. You make a girl? Last I checked, Grandpa was in the chat. Riley loves your grandpa. It's our favorite person. Isn't that right, Riley? Don't you love your grandpa? She's been very confused. Water feature is a flex and I take it. Thanks! I wanted to do something with a water feature and this seemed like a really good opportunity to test it out. And there's a couple of things that I would do different. But for a first attempt, I think it turned out pretty good. There's a different kind of water effect that I would like to try at some point. Where it would... I'd basically be making an enclosure with a, like a babbling brook. Don't eat the microphone! If you want to say stuff, you can say stuff in it. You don't need to bite it. You're so silly, Riley. But yeah, it was my first time testing out the, that vertical cement. Which, if anybody here has watched Serpa design videos, he started using that stuff recently, and I found a couple of places in the Bay Area that sells it and the materials to use it, because it requires a, it requires a special, fluid to make it work properly, called a ramp solution. So, I found a place that sells the cement, the correct cement, and the solution for it, so, I think it was August I picked up, a bag and a jug, and I really liked it. The vertical cement was really good, and once I get the workshop heated up properly, because I have to use it in, like, temperatures of at least 70 degrees, which the workshop has not been for, like, 2 weeks. You're so cute, Riley. It's a wonder I get anything done with you around. She's like, because I'm cute. You're something. Yeah, vertical concrete. Who knew? But I had a lot of fun using it, and I can't wait to use it again. And this is kind of tie in with what I'm doing with the zoo, because I was telling them about how one of my hobbies is building bioactive enclosures, and I said that I would love to help out on like updating some of the enclosures in the reptile facility, because as the keepers have pointed out a couple of times to me, the enclosures are very old and very outdated. And extra shade. When they built them originally, they used drywall, which the reptile enclosures typically need to be they're very humid. So you do not, the drywall and moisture do not mix. So these enclosures have essentially been rotting from the inside for a couple of years. And so I was explaining, like, yeah, I'd love to be able to help out with some enclosures. And one of the zookeepers, he hasn't even seen my he hasn't seen any of my builds yet. I'll probably show him one on Friday or something. But he was all for it. He's like, yeah, we could probably get you to help out on some enclosures, and he gave me some information on some people to check out who build like zoo enclosures. And I don't know if he was wanting me to look them up for like inspiration to draw up plans myself and pitch something, or if he was just wanting me to like get an idea of what zoo enclosures would look like. But I kind of went the extra mile and did a bunch of research into making zoo enclosures for a specific species that I've been enjoying working with at the zoo. So I'll probably just draw up some blueprints and stuff and be like, yeah, so this is my idea. I don't know what you guys were planning on doing or whatever, but this is what I would do. And I was explaining the vertical concrete because I'd mentioned like I started using it for some of my enclosures, and I think that it'd be very useful for these enclosures at the zoo. And I'd never heard of it before, so like, yeah, this is what this stuff is. I've really been enjoying using it. It looks really good. It's lightweight. Yeah, it'd be really... I'm very excited to get to help out, even if it turns out that it's just like, no, we already got plans drawn up and stuff. You're literally just painting the background or whatever. I'd still be happy to help. Being able to be like, yeah, that enclosure, I helped with it. But yeah, some exciting stuff. And I'm really looking forward to having my personal enclosures done so that I can move on to making other cool stuff, because I've got some tools that I've been wanting to play with more, like my, I bought like a really, really good glass cutter. I bought a cheap one a while ago, and I could not get it to work. It would not cut through the glass the way that I wanted it to. But I got a big fancy one. I spent like $30 on it, and it's an amazing glass cutter. I love it. Beautiful. It's made me want to do more aquarium, terrarium stuff with it. So once I'm done with Precious's enclosure and I fix up Scully's enclosure, I think I might take a break, and I'd really like to make a palindarium. So that would be a lot of fun to work on. Although now that I've finished the one enclosure and it looks really nice, I'm definitely feeling the urge to make more. Like, oh, this turned out pretty. What other pretty things can I make? Which, honestly, has been a nice change from the comic work. Speaking of comic work, part of the reason the live stream started a little bit late today was because I finally got a check for a project I've been waiting for a month. So now I can officially start that project, because I was not starting it until I got paid. And now that I got paid, I can start work so I can get paid the rest of the money. But I don't think I'm getting this project done before Christmas like I wanted to. Gonna try my damnedest, but Gotta be realistic. Also, if it took them a month to send me the one check for the deposit, I'm a little concerned how long it's going to take for the final 2 checks that I'm going to be anticipating from them as the project goes on. Oh, an update on Cleo, because, I realized I told you guys, like, yeah, I took her to the vet hospital because she had bloody poops. She's fine. She doesn't have any parasites or anything. She's just an idiot who ate too much of her substrate and gave herself bloody poops because of eating bark. Luckily, it was organic bark, but still. So, she's fine. I switched back to feeding her outside of her enclosure, so it has not been a problem since that, but it's just stupid lizard scared me into spending like $260. But I'm also not too upset because it forced me to find an exotic vet nearby, and I ended up really liking this exotic vet. So I was even telling one of the zookeepers that I work with about him. Just like, yeah, I mean, I know it's like a town or 2 over from you, but if for some reason your pet snake ever needs to go to the vet, I highly recommend this place. They were impressive. But yeah, like, I knew it was going to be more expensive than, like, taking a cat or a dog to the vet, just because exotics. But not nearly as expensive as I thought that it was going to be. Like, I was fully prepared for them to be like, yeah, it's going to cost you, like, $800 for the test and everything. Just for the visit, it's like $300. No, it ended up being like, yeah, so because you're a first-time client, we just need to charge you $125 for the exam fee and as a deposit, and then when you show up, the exam fee is paid for, and then you just pay the difference if there's any tests that need to be done. And so, yeah, the exam itself was just $125 for a general wellness check, and then, an extra, like, $140 for the fecal tests. So that was not nearly as painful as I was expecting it to be, but, you know, I'm just glad my lizard's okay. Also, the best part of that whole visit was, I guess they, they get a lot of snakes, a lot of bearded dragons and leopard geckos, but Cleo was their first tegu that they've had at that practice. And so all the vets and the vet techs were, like, they were getting their pictures in, and they were telling her, how pretty Cleo is, and, how gorgeous she was. And at one point, they took her out of, the room to go weigh her on the scale, and, she lost, like, a pound, which she doesn't have that many pounds to begin with, so she's getting, like, double the food that she was getting before, because I wasn't happy seeing that she lost weight. But anyway, so they took her out of, they took her out to the hallway to do that, and then they took her into the x-ray room because I guess one of the x-ray technicians in there has more reptiles than I do. And so they wanted to show her Cleo, and because I'm assuming it's because I was out of Cleo's sight, she started getting more defensive. And so the vet tech, I was going like, "Aw, she's so angy. Who's a little angy muffin?" And just, yeah, they loved her. I loved it. Just, you know, for the shitty having to take the pet to the vet, it could have been worse, but I'll take this. It was so cute watching everybody just be like, "Oh, she's so cute. Look how smooth her scales are." Like, she just shed. So she's looking her best right now. Also, she was being a really good Tegu. Like, she didn't bite anybody. She tail whipped one of them. But, they said, like, iguanas are worse. But for the most part, like, they were fully prepared to, like, put up a fight with a Tegu, and nope, she was a good little patient. And all of her tests for the for parasites and stuff came back negative, so she's just a dummy that likes to eat bark. And at some point, I'm gonna have to figure out how to get a Santa hat on her. Because I think I can do it. And I really want to see her in a Santa hat. I think it would just be so cute. Oh, poor thing. Fonk's just... Yep. So Cleo gets very excited about food. Which I was finding out most of the times that I was getting bitten by her was trying to move her food bowl when she was trying to get her food. So I don't do that anymore. But yeah, since switching to feed her outside of her enclosure, she's not eating her substrate anymore. But also, she's such a messy eater. Like, I switched her back to, like, I switched her initially to feeding her in her enclosure because she was just making such a big mess wherever else in the house I was feeding her. But I'd rather clean the mess up than have my Tegu eating dirt, so c'est la vie. And yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was any other crazy stuff that happened. Zoo volunteer stuff's been going great. I'm having a good time with that. And actually, they do like a weekly lunch and learn thing. I do need to target train her. It's on the list along with potty training. That's a little too dark. What am I missing here? Nothing. I'm not missing anything. That's fine. The books. That's right. Okay. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for another 12 minutes and then I'm gonna take a break because Tim cooked dinner and I would like to eat some of the dinner and refill my tea because it's cold. Hi, Mama. You're so cute. Hey, Tim.
Yo.
What's been up with you?
Let's see here. Really struggling with the next page of Black Label. I can't make it look the way I want it to.
Been there.
And, although I am happy with the writing now, that took me a long time to get a handle on. Because I like to have a certain amount of humor balanced in, but that's not what the scene is calling for. So but that means the art really needs to pop. And I'm the kind of artist who my art is just good enough and the writing is just good enough. So when you combine the two together, it's good. But one or the other, I have to work really hard on. So, but I've got this other project, little side project that I'm playing with that's going really nicely, and I got a nice sketch that I'm working on. Probably gonna do some line art tomorrow, and I might even do a live stream. Haven't decided.
Whoa. Hey, Lee.
What up, yo?
What have you been up to?
Huh?
What have you been up to?
You know, fighting the man, making a gardening comic.
Yeah.
About that time I saved you from a big-ass spider.
Yes. Which all it did was prompt me to think I need to, like, the follow-up to this needs to be then and now, because historically I despise bugs and anything that creeps and crawls, and now I've got a tub full of roaches. And, you know, like, on purpose.
You should volunteer at the zoo in the herps.
I know, right?
You'll get over so many things with bugs.
You got a mantis. Yeah, I'll hold that. That's not a problem.
They got 3 different kinds of roaches.
The spiders, roaches. I have my limits. I won't even touch these. There is always a separation between me and the roaches. They're called tongs, and only because they're gonna get fed to my gecko. That is the only reason that I...
Does she like them?
Huh?
Does she like them?
She'll, yeah, she's like, ooh, sustenance.
My dumbass gecko would not eat it. I tried offering to her. I even shoved it by her. Yeah, the roach. She wouldn't eat it. It fell into her enclosure someplace. So there's just a random dubia roach just living in the gecko enclosure.
Well, eventually it'll get big enough that you can find it easier.
That or it's starved to death.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. I mean,
there's stuff in there for it to eat, but
Yor missed one of her freaking super worms for an extended period of time, and it turned into a freaking darkling beetle. So
she had a pet.
I have, which I now keep as a pet, and I like to forget about it for an extended period of time as well. It's one of the nice things about keeping bugs. Easiest pet.
Oh, let me see if I can find a picture of the, because I didn't take one, but I got to hold a, it's a type of stick bug. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, this guy. It's called a spiky stick insect. Yeah, Extatosoma
Extidaut.
Tiratum. I'm trying to get better at using the scientific names, because the keepers use the scientific names, and it's honestly, it's good habit, because the there's like 4 different kinds of stick bugs at the zoo, and every one of them is different. So Yeah, this is probably the closest I'm gonna get to. Okay, giant stick bug is like... You know what, never mind, I'm just gonna go to the zoo website. Because it will tell me exactly what kind of stick bug it is. Sorry, zoo, I've already given you all the money that I can give you. Our animals. Arthropods. Giant thorny walking stick. There we go.
Please tell me that's the name.
That's the common name, giant thorny walking stick.
That is wonderful.
Scientific name is Heteropteryx dilatata. There we go. Now I can find actual pictures of it. And like, there were, I couldn't take a picture of me holding it because there were guests. There we go. That's about the size of the one that I held. Copy image. So this is the giant walking stick bug. And yeah, they're that big. And let me show Tim. Hey Tim.
1 second. Let me cut and paste and copy paste over to here and merge. Okay. Merge selection. Okay, I'm on my way.
This was about as big as the bug that I was holding.
Oh man. Looks like a transformer.
They're very spiky. Like
I see that. Oh my word, look at that.
It was just hanging out on my hand, just like, yep.
Wait, that's your hand?
No, this isn't my hand. But this is about as big as it was in my hand.
Does it bite?
It didn't bite. It was just hanging out. It'd look at me and then it'd lift its arms up and just be like,
can it bite? Or
well, I mean, anything kind of, if it has a mouth, it can bite. But no, it was just hanging out. It didn't bite. And its legs and everything are super pokey. So, like, it would walk around on my hand.
You know, it's interesting how context affects.
It was your hand. So it would just be walking around like poke, 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 poke.
Oh man, that's weird.
Poke, poke, poke.
So I remember I was at the theater, and it was the old location, so there was a parking lot out back. And we were back there, and there was a praying mantis.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was like, whoa, there's a praying mantis. And I went over, and I picked up the praying mantis. I just let it crawl into my hand.
Yeah.
Picked it up, and was showing it. Everybody was like, whoa, dude, you picked up a praying mantis. What's wrong with you?
Me.
Freak show. And I'm just showing it, and it's like, that's the praying mantis. And they took a picture of me with the praying mantis and everything. And later on, I saw the picture of me with the praying mantis, and I was like, ooh, what was I thinking? But at the time, it was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah, this is the face.
Oh, man.
It was cool because a zookeeper was just like, hey, do you want to hold him? I was like, sure! So I'm holding this little guy and this... Oh, here's another picture that I'll bring up for the chat.
Chat gets to listen to me freak out over bugs.
Yeah. Which is funny because if I get a chance to... This isn't getting the stream banned for sharing stick pics. No. Here's another stick pic. From a different angle. But yeah, these little wings, useless. They can't fly. But yeah, like these little leggies and stuff. Them is a spiky bug. It didn't hurt holding them. It's just like... It's kind of like holding a pine cone. But yeah, they're neat. And so, like, I'm just holding this bug, and this, the only other people in the room was this mom and her son. And she's like, oh my goodness, Billy, come here, look! She's holding one of the bugs! And the kid's coming over, like, getting a good look at him, and just like, whoa, that's really cool! And I'm like, yeah, it's really cool, look at this stick bug. And the stick bug's just looking at like looking at me, looking at the other people, and then like lifts up these two like
And-
its two front appendages and just kind of like
Look at me.
just kind of like waves like wee. But yeah,
Show off.
they're neat.
That's cool.
So I get to hold bugs. I get to hold bugs at like once a week.
It's all you.
Yeah. Although, just saying, Tim, if you guys manage to go to the zoo with me and... Well, the keepers are probably always going to be there, but if they see that I'm there too, they might give me special privilege. Be like, yeah, go ahead. You can hold the bugs. Oh, it's been 12 minutes. I'm going to take a quick break to get some snackies.
There's more pork belly in the little black storage cup.
Yeah. And in the meantime, you guys can enjoy some Janets. The next time you guys see the Janets, they'll be in their brand new beautiful enclosure. Alright, see you guys in a bit. I love how the one Janet has just been sitting there for the last, like, 15 minutes, just licking away at the bowl of, gecko food. And now... Oh yeah, so this is what the face of those giant walking stick bugs looks like. Face only a mother could love. What are you doing, my beautiful mama? Oh, that tea does not taste good when it's been sitting for too long. Oh, what's my sweet mama doing? Oh, my sweet baby. I will eat more of this, but I will have to eat it later. Hey, Tim.
Yep.
Is bacon from the butt of the pig or the stomach of the pig?
It's from the belly.
Oh, okay.
You're basically eating a chunk of bacon.
Oh, okay.
This is why I would not make this very often.
That's probably why I can only eat so much of it. I want to eat more, but my poor little belly can't handle it.
Yeah, a little goes a long way. But man, oh man, the crunch of that skin.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That was the main thing I was after, was the skin, to be honest.
Oh, Riley, you're so cute. Her ears perk up like, Did you just compliment me? So what's everybody doing for New Year's stuff? Like, what kind of goals or things are you hoping for 2026? Because I could use some ideas. Because so far mine is get chapter 5 of EC done, because I've been working on this for too damn long. Script chapter 6. And I'd like to do more fan art. I think technically I've really only done like, I think I just did one fan art, and it was the Internet Today image, but that was more of a study, because it was just a screenshot that I drew in a cartoony style. Live out of spite. Yep. Same. What are you doing, Tatsu? Here. Did you want to go in here? The cat carrier's on the ground next to my desk. It's the one that I used for taking Cleo to the vet, and Tatsu wanted to climb inside of it. So he's inside this empty cat carrier, which, because they keep sitting on it, is squished. Oh, that's a good one too. Become a menace to politicians. Are you comfy, Tatsu? I don't look very comfy, but you do you. I also want to get some, I want to get some short stories done. Because, like, I have a couple of comics that I can they're self-contained stories, and I just gotta work on them. I think I had some stuff written down, but maybe build some. I should go with some enclosure goals. Oh, to add the secondary shading. Yeah, the other problem with the short stories is I start working on them and then I feel guilty because I'm not working on EC, so then I go back to working on EC and then the short stories don't get worked on, but one of them is a short EC story that's like, it's not interesting enough to make as a full, or make like a part of a chapter. But I also really want to draw Ian getting his first laptop. So that's one of the short stories. And that one I'm almost done thumbnailing. And then I got this supervillain comic that I've had, like, thumbnailed for 5 years. And then there's the short horror comic, which also, thumbnails, have been done for a while. That one I at least, like, actually, let's see if I can pull more, because I posted them to Patreon. That one I at least got, like, 2 pages sketched. Patreon. Yeah, time is but a sandwich.
Time is but a sandwich.
It makes no sense, much like that analogy. Yeah, I don't have a very good concept of time. So it's like, oh, I did this thing. When did you do that thing? What do you mean it was 5 years ago? Let me look at the image, damn you. So yeah, this is first 2 pages. Sketched. And I love this child so much. But now stuff's gonna happen. Right, just being able to exist. Just exist after doing stuff. Hi, handsome. Are you hoping I'll share some of this pork belly with you? He's like, I'm hoping you will be dumb enough to drop some of it. Well, thank you. It's a short story. It's like, I think, 12 pages, so 2 of them are already sketched.
Is the superhero one?
No, the horror one. Oh, actually, I'll bring up the cover, too. Cover is to be determined, but I like it. Also, I have changed it a little bit since the first inception. I just love the kid's backpack. Like... But yeah, so far the tentative title is Shiloh and Mr. Twiggy. Mr. Twiggy is Shiloh's imaginary friend, who may or may not be imaginary. And the concepts for Mr. Twiggy... God, how long has it been since I posted those? Yeah, Shiloh named the imaginary friend Mr. Twiggy. Mr. Twiggy. Did I really not? Did I really not share that? Huh. Well, it's like 200 posts. Yeah, my live streams are all over the place. You don't know what you're gonna get. So we're gonna talk about stick bugs today. Clowns emerging from the fog. The newest horrors in political drama. I'd rather deal with the clowns. At least the clowns were nice. And... But yeah, the little horror story I've just had racking around in my brain for a couple of years, and just kind of gone back and forth of like, am I gonna work on it? Do I want to work on it? Maybe I want to work on something else, and then I just don't. Let's try. Nah, let's do. Oh, this just looks scary. Why do you look so menacing, buddy? Yeah, kind of. Just... I have this really bad habit of overthinking ideas, and then I'm like, nobody's gonna care about that, so why bother? When, like, I'm getting better about it, but it's the, like, I've been sitting on this idea for so long that it's no longer exciting, and it's like, why do I keep working on this? But it's, like, it only feels old to you because you've been sitting on it for so long. There we go. Okay.
Gotta strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah. Okay, and then this one. I'm still wondering who the blue-skinned boat captain I have a photo of is. What? Oh, the alien! Honestly, I just drew a random alien. Yeah, it's also just, it's prioritizing. I'm getting better at prioritizing. In my old age. And let's give a little... Let's bump the density down on that a little bit. Doesn't gotta be perfect, it's just gotta be done. Let's give him some khakis. What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm? Khakis. She sounds hideous. Jake from State Farm. Those commercials just will live in infamy. What is Toy House? I am unfamiliar with that. I am also noobish. Oh, control save. Oh, babies. I love these cats. You guys are so cute. And this should be easy because it doesn't need a whole lot of shading. Well, it doesn't need a whole lot of detailed shading. Oh! Okay, I know what you're talking about. No, I've never used it before, but I'm familiar with it. It's like a program for helping you keep track of characters, I think. Oh, also, I have an event this weekend. It's not that I think anybody here is in the Berkeley area, but I will be at the East Bay Alternative Book and Zine Fest. And I'm not holding my breath. But it would be a Christmas miracle if my zines made it on time for the event. But seeing as how it's Tuesday and they, I don't think, are done being made, I doubt that's gonna happen, but, you know, one can hope. But I got, no, don't open Blender. Let me see if I can pull the thing up. Desktop. Zines. There we go. So I made this zine a couple of, no, I will not ask AI for anything. Let me see if it'll let me. There we go. So yeah, I made this zine a couple of years ago on how to spice your food, and I made some updates to it because since making this, Trader Joe's has turned themselves to be traders and not like the good kind. So I updated that a bit. It's goofy, it's silly. But I was printing these at home, but I fixed it up so that it's gonna get printed in color. So the Safe for Work one is this kind of bluish color. And then let me see if I can pull up the other one. Do you? Yep, you show up. And then the NSFW one is just this red color, but no, go away. I don't want your AI stuff. But yeah, that's what I'm waiting on. And I need to update my website because I made a bunch of the, because I tried to make a bunch of the printables available for free. Let me see if I can pull my website up. Also, my website is slowly being worked on. Like, it's been worked on for the last, like, 5 years. But I'm working on an online store. Oh yeah, that's another goal. I want to have my website done and available for people to, like, actually browse through properly. So yeah, I updated the freebies section of my website, and I'm going to update it more, but I made it so that people can print these zines out, and the shop is still being worked on. You can't buy anything, but it's opening in 2026, and I gotta make my, I gotta take product photos. But yeah, I'm starting to get my shit together, at least a little bit. This amuses me so much. I figured out how to make these, like, hover bounce. And yeah, I gotta update the portfolio a bit, because I got more stuff that I can add. Oh, I did update it a bit. I put the new, I added the badge art from this year's PortCon Maine. Yeah, website design is not my forte. But I'm at least making it kind of usable. So yeah, busy. And my goodness, it's already 8:30. Oh, that was not what I wanted to click. There we go. Okay, well. The tea that I made is not agreeing with me, so I think I'm going to end this early because stomach is not happy. And also, it is 8:30 my time, so close enough. And yeah, last live stream for the year. Hopefully next year I will be way more consistent with this. And yeah, I think everybody that's here is on the Discord, so see you in the Discord. Happy holidays, happy new year, and I will see you guys next year. So